Have you ever felt uneasy about your reactions to others' success? Can you recognize when someone's words don't match their actions? What if there was a way to transform your inner conflict into a path of peace? Today, we're going to explore how Buddhism's timeless wisdom helps us understand these feelings and what we can do about them. We'll see how these ancient teachings can guide us in our everyday lives, helping us to deal with jealousy and dishonesty in a healthier, more mindful way. In our time together, we will uncover why we feel envy, how to spot deceit, and the steps we can take to manage these feelings. Our journey will lead us through practical advice and real-life examples that show the power of awareness, the importance of honesty, and how to connect truly with others. This is not just about learning, it's about making these lessons a part of our lives to improve how we feel and interact with others. We'll explore how staying aware can protect us from negative influences and how being honest can build stronger, trust-filled relationships. We will learn why it's important to be true to ourselves and others, and how this truth can lead to a more peaceful life. Each step of our discussion today is designed to make these ideas clear and useful, showing us how to turn challenges into stepping stones towards personal peace. By the end of our discussion, you'll have a deeper understanding of how to handle difficult emotions and enhance your interactions with others. You'll see how Buddhist insights can help us lead kinder, more fulfilling lives. So stay with us until the end to get the most out of what we're sharing today. And if this sounds helpful, please like and subscribe to our channel, Mindful Mastery, where we bring you practical wisdom that makes a real difference in your life. 1. The roots and impacts of envy. Envy is a feeling we all might recognize. It starts small, maybe a quiet thought when we see someone else's achievements or happiness, and can grow until it affects how we see ourselves and others. Buddhism teaches that envy comes from our desires and can lead us to feel unhappy if we don't address it. By understanding where envy comes from and noticing how it shows up in our lives, we can start to handle it better. Often, envy isn't just about wanting what others have. It's about feeling like we're not as good or as fortunate. This feeling can change the way we think, making us focus on what we don't have rather than appreciating what we do have. It might even slip into our conversations, where we might not be as kind about others' good news, or it can influence our actions, making us act in ways that might not be supportive of others. Buddha taught that our happiness shouldn't rely on others doing worse than us. Instead, we should feel happy for other people's success and learn to be content with what we have. Changing how we think about others and ourselves isn't just about feeling better. It's about fundamentally changing our view of the world and our place in it. By practicing being mindful and meditating, we can notice when we start feeling envious and choose to react differently. For example, meditating on what we're thankful for can change our mindset. Rather than seeing what's missing, we learn to cherish what we have. This shift can really cut down on feelings of envy. Hearing stories about people who have changed their envy into happiness for others can also motivate us to change. These stories show us that moving from comparing ourselves to others to caring about them can really improve our life. Accepting our feelings of envy without judging ourselves helps us understand these feelings better. This kind of self-awareness is a big step toward overcoming envy. It involves thinking about why we feel envious and how it affects our behavior. This kind of reflection can lead to important personal discoveries and set the stage for true self-improvement. Creating ways to recognize and handle envy is also key. We can try to celebrate others' successes, which not only reduces our envy but also helps us build better, happier relationships. Over time, these practices help us see the world more kindly, where we cheer for others instead of feeling upset by their success. Buddha said that our thoughts shape our lives. By changing our thoughts from envious to grateful, we cultivate a more positive existence. We can make our world a more peaceful and supportive place. This change takes time, but with regular practice, its effects are deep and lasting. In the end, understanding and managing envy is not just about avoiding negative feelings. It's about embracing a life full of joy and contentment. By using Buddhist teachings, we can learn to appreciate our own path without comparing it to others. This approach doesn't just make us happier, it also strengthens our connections with others and makes our communities better. So let's keep these lessons in mind, apply them every day, and watch as our lives transform, bringing us closer to real peace and happiness. 2. Deceit. Unveiled. Recognizing and handling. Falsehood. Deceit can cause a lot of trouble. It starts with little lies or small untruths that may not seem important, but can grow into bigger problems. Buddhism teaches us how important it is to be honest, and how living truthfully helps us and the people around us. Deceit isn't always easy to spot, especially at first. It might begin with someone saying things that aren't completely true or acting differently than they say they will. To recognize deceit, we need to watch not just what people say, but also what they do. Do their actions match their words? Watching carefully can help us see when things don't line up. Buddha taught that being truthful is crucial. When we commit to being honest in all parts of our lives, our relationships grow stronger, people trust us more, and we avoid misunderstandings that can lead to arguments or hurt feelings. Mindfulness can help us stay honest. When we are mindful, we think about our words and actions and choose to be honest. This could be as simple as stopping to think before we speak, making sure our words are true and kind. When we come across deceit, it's helpful to be understanding and kind, not just judgmental. Sometimes people lie because they are afraid or under pressure. If we can understand why they felt they needed to lie, we might be able to help solve the real problem, not just the lying. Living honestly is good for us too, not just for other people. Buddha said that our actions come back to us like echoes. When we lie, it disturbs our peace of mind. Being honest helps us feel calm and happy inside because we know we're doing the right thing. One way to encourage honesty is to make sure honesty is valued where we live and work. We can set an example by being honest ourselves. When others see the good that comes from honesty, they're more likely to be honest too. It also helps to talk openly and clearly. When we communicate clearly, there is less chance for confusion that might lead to dishonesty. If everyone understands each other well, they're less likely to feel they need to hide the truth. Self-reflection is important too. If we regularly think about our actions and why we do things, we can understand when we might be tempted to be dishonest. Knowing this, we can find ways to stay true, even when it's tough. Lastly, building a supportive community can make a big difference. In a community where people feel safe to share their true thoughts and feelings, there's less need for deceit. Such a community is not only more honest, but also kinder and more understanding. By using Buddhist teachings to recognize and handle deceit, we can improve not just our lives, but also our interactions with others. Honesty brings us closer to others, makes our relationships better, and helps us lead more peaceful lives. 3. Cultivating emotional resilience. Emotional resilience is like a muscle that helps us deal with stress and bounce back from tough times. Buddhism teaches us that we can develop this ability, not just rely on what we're born with. By understanding and practicing certain teachings, we can become stronger in facing life's ups and downs. Firstly, understanding that life is full of changes and challenges helps us accept them more easily. This idea comes from the Buddhist teaching about impermanence, which means nothing stays the same forever. When we accept that everything changes, we're better prepared to face tough times without feeling overwhelmed or hopeless. Mindfulness plays a big part in building our emotional resilience. It involves paying close attention to our current thoughts and feelings without judging them. This practice helps us notice our emotional reactions as they happen, giving us the chance to choose how we react instead of just going with our first impulse. Mindfulness can be practiced through simple daily activities like focusing on our breathing or being fully present while eating or walking. Meditation is another key tool. By meditating regularly, even if it's just for a few minutes each day, we train our minds to stay calm and centered, especially during stressful situations. This training gradually makes us less reactive to stress and more stable emotionally, no matter what's happening around us. To better handle our emotions, we also need to understand them. Why do we react a certain way? What triggers our feelings? Knowing this can help us change our reactions. For instance, if traffic jams always make us angry, acknowledging this can help us prepare to deal with it better, perhaps by listening to soothing music or an interesting podcast while we drive. Compassion is another important aspect of resilience. Being kind to ourselves when we're struggling makes it easier to cope. Extending that kindness to others also builds a supportive atmosphere where everyone can feel safe and valued. This mutual support is crucial for everyone's emotional strength. Having supportive people around us is essential. Talking about our feelings and experiences with friends or family who care about us makes us feel less alone and more understood. This network not only offers comfort, but can also provide different perspectives and advice. We can also grow our resilience by tackling small challenges. Each challenge we overcome, no matter how small, builds our confidence. It teaches us that we can handle difficulties, preparing us for bigger challenges in life. Being grateful changes how we see the world. By focusing on what we appreciate, such as good health or a caring friend, we shift our attention from problems to positivity. This not only makes us happier, but also more resilient against life's stresses. Lastly, keeping hope alive is crucial. Hope encourages us to believe in a better future and keeps us moving forward, even when things are tough. It motivates us to look for solutions and helps us see that every problem has a potential for growth. By using these Buddhist practices to develop emotional resilience, we equip ourselves to handle life with a more peaceful and confident approach. These skills don't make problems disappear, but they help us face them with strength and balance. As we build our emotional resilience, we not only navigate life's challenges more effectively, but also enjoy a more satisfying and meaningful life. 4. Awareness and vigilance in personal development. Growing as a person involves being aware and alert. Qualities that Buddhism teaches are crucial for personal development. These traits help us understand ourselves and make positive changes, acting as tools that guide us toward a more fulfilling life. Being aware means paying close attention to what's happening around us and within us. It's about noticing our thoughts, emotions, and actions as they happen. This level of attention helps us see things clearly and understand ourselves better. When we're aware, we can catch ourselves before we say something hurtful, or stop ourselves from doing things that might lead us away from our goals. Vigilance is like being a good watchman for our own minds. It's about keeping an eye out for old habits or negative thoughts that might sneak up on us. By staying vigilant, we can steer clear of actions and thoughts that don't help us grow. Think of it as being on constant watch to protect your personal development journey. Practicing mindfulness is one effective way to enhance both awareness and vigilance. This can be done through meditation, or simply by being fully present in whatever we're doing, like eating, walking, or even listening to someone. Mindfulness trains us to live in the moment and deal with life calmly and with focus. Meditation, in particular, is a powerful tool for boosting awareness. It allows us to sit quietly with our thoughts and feelings, observing them without judgment. This not only helps us understand our deeper selves, but also makes it easier to spot and change behaviors that might be holding us back. Understanding our emotions is crucial. If we know what makes us happy, sad, or angry, we can better manage how we react in various situations. This helps us keep our cool and handle stress more effectively, making us more resilient and capable in the face of challenges. Buddhism also teaches us about the connection between our actions and their effects on others. Being aware of how we impact those around us encourages us to make positive choices, not just for ourselves, but for our community too. This broader perspective helps us live more harmoniously and compassionately. Staying curious and open to learning new things keeps our minds sharp and our attitudes positive. When we're eager to learn, we adapt more easily to change and are more willing to update our views when presented with new information. Self-discipline is another essential element. It means setting limits for ourselves and sticking to them, which helps us focus on what truly matters. Whether it's following through on a commitment to exercise or dedicating time to meditate, discipline ensures we stay on track with our personal development goals. Regularly taking time to reflect is also beneficial. It allows us to think back on our experiences and decisions to understand what worked and what didn't. This habit of reflection helps us learn and grow continuously, ensuring we don't get stuck in the same patterns. Finally, having a supportive environment can dramatically enhance our personal growth. When we surround ourselves with positive influences and people who encourage our development, we gain access to encouragement, advice, and new perspectives. This network not only motivates us, but also holds us accountable to our personal growth objectives. By focusing on awareness and vigilance, we equip ourselves to navigate life more effectively. These practices enrich our experiences and lead to a deeper sense of satisfaction and achievement. They don't just help us manage the challenges we face. They transform us into more engaged, thoughtful, and resilient individuals. 5. Genuine connections, the antidote to envy and deceit. Building true, deep connections with others can really help us deal with feelings like envy and the urge to deceive. When we have strong, honest relationships, they act like a shield, keeping negative emotions and actions away. Buddhism places a lot of importance on these connections because they help us live in a more kind and truthful way. Genuine connections start with empathy. This means we really understand and feel what someone else is going through. When we can put ourselves in someone else's shoes, it's easier to be happy for them instead of feeling jealous. Empathy brings us closer together and helps us see the good in each other's happiness. Clear, open communication is key to building trust in any relationship. When we talk honestly and openly, we make our relationship stronger and less likely to break down because of misunderstandings or dishonesty. This kind of communication builds a solid base that both people can rely on. Being a good listener is also important. Active listening means really paying attention when someone else is talking, not just hearing their words, but also understanding their feelings. This shows that we respect and care about them, which strengthens our bond. Sharing our own struggles and weaknesses can make our relationships even stronger. When we're open about our faults, it invites others to be the same. This can create a supportive space where everyone feels safe to share and grow. Being vulnerable like this can help prevent feelings of envy and deceit because it builds trust and understanding. Showing kindness and support consistently also strengthens our relationships. Even small acts of kindness can mean a lot and show others that we're there for them. These actions create a positive environment where negative feelings have a hard time surviving. It's important to always act with integrity. This means our actions should match our values. When people see that we're consistent and fair, they trust us more. This trust makes it easier to maintain deep connections where there's no room for deceit. Respecting each other's boundaries is crucial too. Understanding and honoring what others are comfortable with shows that we care about their feelings and well-being. This respect builds trust and deepens our connections. Another way to push back against envy is by celebrating each other's successes. When we genuinely cheer for someone else's achievements, it helps us focus on their joy instead of feeling bad about what we don't have. This can turn envy into admiration and competition into support. Having patience is important in relationships. Good connections need time to grow. Showing patience demonstrates that we value the relationship and are willing to wait for it to develop. This long-term view helps build a strong foundation that is less affected by temporary feelings like envy. Finally, investing time and effort into our relationships is essential. Strong connections don't just happen, they need continuous care and commitment. This ongoing effort turns casual acquaintances into lifelong friends or partners. By focusing on these practices, we can create meaningful relationships that help keep envy and deceit at bay. These strong bonds enrich our lives, providing joy and support that superficial interactions can't match. They teach us the value of connecting deeply with others and the peace that comes from living a life based on truth and compassion. 6. Self-protection through discernment. Protecting ourselves in life involves more than just staying safe physically. It also means looking after our mental and emotional well-being. One key skill in this area is discernment, our ability to make good judgments about what is happening around us and within us. Buddhism teaches us that developing discernment is crucial for leading a thoughtful and harmonious life. Discernment begins with being aware of our own thoughts and emotions. When we truly understand what we're thinking and feeling, we can make better choices that reflect our values and help us avoid trouble. This kind of self-awareness keeps us from making hasty decisions that we might regret, such as getting involved in unhealthy relationships or reacting poorly in stressful situations. Understanding other people's intentions is also a big part of discernment. Not everyone might have our best interests in mind, so it's important to look beyond what they say to what they might really be thinking or planning. This doesn't mean we should be suspicious of everyone, but it does mean being cautious and thoughtful, especially if we've seen signs of dishonesty or harmful behavior. Mindfulness helps us build discernment. By paying close attention to our surroundings and our interactions with others, we can pick up on small details that might tell us a lot. This might be a comment that doesn't match someone's actions, or a promise that seems too good to be true. Mindfulness helps us stay focused and alert, which is crucial for making sound decisions. Meditation also enhances our discernment. It clears away the clutter in our minds, allowing us to think more clearly. With fewer distractions, we're better able to see what's really going on and make choices that are good for us. Reflecting on our past experiences is another way to sharpen our discernment. Every situation we've been through teaches us something. By thinking about what worked and what didn't, we can learn to recognize similar patterns in the future and avoid making the same mistakes. Listening to our gut feelings is often a helpful shortcut to good judgment. Our intuition can alert us quickly to potential problems or bad vibes from people. While we shouldn't rely solely on gut reactions, they can be valuable signals that something needs our attention. Sometimes we need a second opinion to see things clearly. When we're too close to a situation, our own feelings and biases can cloud our judgment. Asking for advice from people we trust, like friends or mentors, can help us see things from another angle and make better decisions. Setting clear personal boundaries is an important part of protecting ourselves. Boundaries help us define what we are and aren't comfortable with. They guide how we let others treat us and what kind of behaviors we accept from ourselves and others. Taking care of our mental and emotional health is essential. This means doing things that make us feel strong and balanced, like reading, learning new things, or helping out in our community. These activities don't just fill our time. They enrich our spirit and keep us mentally sharp. Lastly, staying open to learning and adapting is key to keeping our discernment strong. As life changes, new challenges will come up. Being ready to learn and adjust keeps our judgment sharp and our defenses ready. By practicing these steps, we build a strong sense of discernment that protects us from negative influences and leads us toward a more positive and mindful way of living. This protective skill doesn't just shield us, it enriches our lives and deepens our understanding of the world. 7. The consequences of envy and deceit. Envy and deceit can cause a lot of problems in our lives and relationships. By understanding these issues better, we can work on avoiding them and fostering a more positive outlook and honest interactions. Envy starts when we see someone else with something we want. This feeling can make us unhappy because it shifts our focus to what we don't have rather than what we do have. If we constantly compare ourselves to others and focus on our lack, we end up feeling less satisfied with our own lives. This can make us feel bad about ourselves and less able to enjoy our own achievements and blessings. Deceit involves lying or not being honest with others or even ourselves. It breaks down trust, which is crucial for any strong relationship. Once trust is lost, it is really hard to get back. Relationships hurt by lies might struggle with staying close and open because trust lets us be vulnerable and open with each other. When envy and deceit mix, they can lead to even more negative behaviors. For instance, feeling envious might make someone use deceit to try and get ahead or undermine someone else. This not only hurts others, but can leave the envious person feeling isolated as people start to see their true actions and may choose to stay away. These actions don't just affect our feelings, they can also make us stressed and anxious. Living in constant comparison or fear of being caught for dishonesty is exhausting and can even affect our physical health, causing things like sleep problems and headaches. In places like work, envy and deceit can ruin teamwork. If team members are jealous of each other or not honest, it harms their ability to work together, which is essential for achieving their goals. This can create a negative environment where no one feels like they can share ideas or work effectively. Socially, envy makes it tough to connect with others. It leads to bitterness and resentments, which can stop us from making friends and might cause us to act in ways that push people away. On the other hand, if people know someone often lies, they might not want to be around them either. This can harm that person's reputation and make others avoid personal or professional relationships with them. Feeling isolated because of deceit or envy can deepen feelings of loneliness. As these behaviors push people away, the person might find themselves more alone, which can make them even unhappier. It's important for our personal growth to understand how harmful envy and deceit can be. Realizing the damage they can do motivates us to develop positive qualities like gratitude, honesty, and empathy. These traits not only make us feel better, but also improve how we interact with others. Lastly, creating a culture where people are open and supportive can lessen the impact of envy and deceit. In environments where everyone's achievements are celebrated and honesty is valued, people feel more supported and less likely to engage in negative behaviors. By confronting the problems caused by envy and deceit directly and understanding their serious impacts, we can take steps to reduce them in our lives. This leads to healthier, happier relationships, both personally and professionally. 8. Building a foundation of trust. Trust is the bedrock of all strong relationships, whether they're with friends, family, co-workers, or even within a community. Building trust isn't just about believing others. It's about proving you are dependable, honest, and respectful. Let's explore how we can build and maintain trust in all areas of our lives. Being reliable is the first key step to building trust. When our actions match our words consistently, people learn that they can count on us. This is true for both big promises and small daily tasks alike. Showing up on time and meeting deadlines is just as important as supporting a friend in need, because both actions show we're reliable. Transparency is equally important. When we share our thoughts and plans openly, people don't have to guess about our intentions, which helps to eliminate doubt. This openness involves sharing more than just the bare minimum. It means letting others in on our thought processes, which can make them feel more connected and involved. Honesty goes hand in hand with transparency. Being honest isn't just about telling the truth, but also about not withholding information that others should know. People trust us more when they believe we're giving them the full picture without hiding anything. Listening well is another crucial element. Active listening involves giving someone your full attention, not just waiting for your turn to speak. It shows that you value their thoughts and feelings. This respect for their opinions can strengthen trust because it makes people feel valued and understood. Admitting to mistakes and taking responsibility is vital for trust. When we mess up, acknowledging our errors and working to fix them shows that we care more about our relationships than our pride. This kind of honesty can deepen trust by showing that we're committed to doing the right thing. Empathy plays a big role in building trust. When we try to understand how others feel and see things from their perspective, it brings us closer. People trust us more when they see that we truly understand and care about their experiences and challenges. Respecting boundaries is essential. Everyone has limits, and showing that we understand and honor those limits helps build trust. Whether it's personal space, time, or emotional boundaries, respecting these helps create a safe and comfortable environment for everyone. Being there for others in tough times can cement trust. Support during difficulties is a powerful demonstration of commitment and reliability. It tells others that you're there for them, not just during the good times, but also when things get hard. Building a trustworthy reputation can open doors and create opportunities in both personal and professional settings. Being known as someone who can be trusted makes others more willing to connect and collaborate. This reputation can lead to deeper relationships and new ventures. Finally, fostering a culture of trust within a community or organization can amplify its positive effects. When trust is a core value, it creates a secure atmosphere where people feel supported and valued. This leads to better teamwork, less conflict, and a stronger sense of belonging. By focusing on these practices, we not only strengthen our existing relationships, but also set the stage for new ones to flourish. Trust makes our interactions more rewarding and creates a network of support and cooperation that enriches our lives. 9. Overcoming barriers to inner peace. Finding inner peace is about feeling calm and content no matter what's happening around us, but achieving this can be tough because life throws many challenges our way. From stress and negative thinking to unresolved feelings and a hectic lifestyle, several barriers can keep us from feeling peaceful. Let's explore how we can overcome these obstacles and find true calmness within ourselves. The first step is to figure out what disturbs our peace. This might be constant stress, worries about what might happen next, or regrets tied to the past. Understanding what specifically bothers us is important because we often don't realize just how much these things affect us every day. Once we know what these barriers are, we can start dealing with them more effectively. Practicing mindfulness is a great way to begin breaking down these barriers. Mindfulness means paying close attention to the present moment without judging anything. It teaches us to not get stuck in the past or worry too much about the future, but to live in the now, which is key to finding peace. Meditation is another helpful tool. It allows us to clear our minds, calm our thoughts, and lower our stress levels. Making meditation a regular part of our routine helps us achieve a quieter mind that isn't easily upset by everyday stressors. Dealing with unresolved emotions is also crucial. Sometimes our feelings about past events or relationships can keep us feeling upset and uneasy. Addressing these feelings through therapy, writing in a journal, or talking them out can help us heal and move past them. Simplifying our lifestyle can make a big difference too. Modern life is often busy and complicated, which can make us feel overwhelmed. By focusing on what's really important and getting rid of clutter, both physical and mental, we can create a more relaxed and peaceful environment for ourselves. Building and maintaining positive relationships is important because conflicts with others can be a big source of stress. When we surround ourselves with supportive and caring people, we remove a lot of the negativity that can disturb our peace. Practicing gratitude helps too. When we focus on being thankful for what we have instead of unhappy about what we don't, our whole outlook on life can change. This shift can dramatically reduce feelings of discontent and envy, which often get in the way of peace. Physical health and exercise are also linked to our emotional well-being. Regular exercise not only keeps us healthy, but also releases chemicals in our brain that help us feel happier and more relaxed. Accepting what we can't change is another key area. Much of our stress comes from fighting against things that are out of our control. Learning to accept these can help us save our energy for things that we can actually influence. Finally, finding a sense of purpose or belonging can add to our feeling of peace. Whether it's through spiritual practice, community activities, or hobbies, being part of something bigger can reduce feelings of loneliness and stress. By adopting these practices, we not only find peace in our own lives but also improve our overall happiness and resilience. This isn't just about feeling better in the moment, it's about building a life where peace is a constant underlying state. 10. Enlightenment as the ultimate goal. Enlightenment is a profound concept in Buddhism, representing the highest state of understanding and peace one can achieve. It's about seeing the world clearly and freeing oneself from suffering and the cycles of rebirth. Let's explore practical steps towards this deep awareness and how it can transform our lives. The first step toward enlightenment is understanding the true nature of reality. This involves recognizing that everything around us is constantly changing. Nothing is permanent. Accepting this can liberate us from many of our fears and desires that cause distress because we stop clinging to things that can't last. Meditation is a crucial practice on this path. It trains us to observe our thoughts and feelings without getting caught up in them. This clarity is vital as it helps us reduce the mental noise that makes it hard to see things as they are, allowing us to find peace in the clarity that emerges. Compassion is central to achieving enlightenment. It's not just about seeking personal peace, it's also about understanding and wanting to relieve the suffering of others. This kind of deep empathy makes us feel connected to everyone, blurring the lines between ourselves and others in a profound way. Wisdom in this context is more than just knowledge. It comes from a deep understanding of life and suffering. This wisdom usually develops through studying Buddhist teachings and reflecting deeply on our life experiences, helping us see beyond surface-level appearances. Purifying our mind and actions is another essential aspect. This means moving away from negative thoughts and harmful behaviors. Practicing good ethics, like not harming others, telling the truth, and avoiding stealing, supports this purification and helps us live a more peaceful life. Patience is necessary because enlightenment doesn't happen quickly. It's a long process that can take years or even lifetimes. Staying committed to this journey despite its length and the challenges we face is crucial for making steady progress. Being mindful every day helps too. Mindfulness keeps us focused on the present and prevents us from getting lost in regrets about the past or worries about the future. This constant attention to the here and now is vital for maintaining peace of mind. A teacher or a supportive community can greatly aid our journey. Learning from others who are further along the path can offer invaluable guidance and inspiration. A community provides encouragement and honest feedback, helping us stay on track. Letting go of our ego is also critical. Our ego, or the sense of a separate self, can trap us in selfish patterns. Learning to see ourselves as part of a larger whole can free us from many of the struggles associated with ego, such as jealousy and anger. Lastly, maintaining joy and enthusiasm in our practice ensures that the path to enlightenment remains fulfilling, not just a duty. Approaching our spiritual practices with a light heart and a sense of wonder keeps them from feeling like a burden and makes the journey enjoyable. By embracing these steps, we deepen our understanding and move closer to enlightenment. This journey not only brings us personal peace, but also connects us deeply with the world around us, showing that everything and everyone is interconnected. While the path requires dedication, it offers the ultimate reward: profound peace and insight. We've covered a lot in our journey together, learning about how to live better and more peacefully. Each topic we discussed offers valuable insights and practical tips that can really help improve our lives. We started by looking at how feelings like envy and deceit can impact us and our relationships negatively. We learned the importance of trust and how essential it is for healthy connections with others. We also talked about being more aware of ourselves, staying present in the moment, and building our ability to bounce back from difficulties. We explored practices like meditation, which helps clear our minds and find calm, and compassion, which teaches us to care more deeply about others. Honesty was a big theme too. Being true to ourselves and others makes a huge difference in our lives. We discussed setting boundaries, which helps us respect ourselves and lets others know what we expect from them. By continuously seeking to understand more and embracing change, we can overcome many challenges that block our happiness. As we wrap up, remember that personal growth doesn't stop here. Every small step you take is part of your larger journey to better understand yourself and the world. Keep using what we've learned, stay curious, and always be ready to grow. Thank you for exploring these ideas with me. I hope you feel encouraged to keep improving yourself and to use what you've learned to make a positive difference in your life and the lives of those around you. Every day is a chance to practice, learn, and grow. And if this is making sense to you, don't forget to like and subscribe to our Mindful Mastery channel.